Hello, welcome back to Tenacious Trading Group. So currently in the 1 hour chart, and I'm just gonna go over the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th because I didn't do a market recap for Tuesday, Wednesday, no Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So currently I am on the 1 hour chart, and we could easily say that we've had this MSB. That's the one, that's the two, that's the three. Obviously, so this is the four, and then potentially a five is somewhere there, and then we've taken out our previous high, and then now in this situation here, we now have this MSB there, where this is the one, this is the two, this is the three, four, and then somewhere there is probably the five, hoping that price takes out this previous higher high. Again, price is bullish based off the SMA, but this is the 1 hour chart. Price is going to take way too long, for us to look for the things that we tend to look for. So when we head over to our 5 minute time frame, you can see how price is below the SMA, and technically we are trading from this zone here, and price is just currently bullish within internal structure, if that makes sense. However, now we're above the SMA, so now if you're looking for potential longs, that will also make sense. So for me personally, now I'll be looking at price to see how price reacts off this zone here, and then from here I'll see if I can potentially get SBS, area of interest, entry confirmation, da 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 da. So when I let price play out, we just keep shooting higher, but now we have caused a new MSB over here. Prices again above the SMAs. Price is very, very bullish. If I just go to my 12 minutes to see what's going on, you can see that on my 12 minute price has also just become bullish. However, on my 5 minute time frame, I also understand that potentially this could be my number two, but we will just have to wait and see what happens. So when I let price play out, we just keep going higher. So we don't quite tap into it, and I mean, you can say that there is SBS model 1 within here, where this is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then obviously prices now shot up, and then what's happened again? We've closed above the previous high, and let me just double check. We've closed above this previous high from there, and in this situation here, depending on what you want to mark as two, you might have this as two, so that means we haven't swept, but then you might mark something else as the two. So I know people that like to cheat the SBS, but that could be your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see how price pushes back up, and what happens? We take out our previous higher high. So price is bullish. We've gone way past my trading time, so I'm just gonna go over to the next day. So we're in the next day over here, but throughout the night, Asia session, there could have been potential trades that you could have also taken, to take the trade higher. But now let's just focus on this area here. So if I just clear my charts, I go over to the 1 hour time frame. We can see that price is bullish based off the SMAs, and we're trading from this zone over here. It looks like price now wants to potentially pull back, tap into something on the left. So this is probably one of the most significant areas where price might want to tap into, and then obviously we might push on higher. We might create SBS model 1 where price might want to tap into somewhere within here, and then push on higher. We probably have a hidden SNDR over here, but then I'll rather just mark it as SBS model 1. So when you go over to my 5 minute time frame, you can see how the pullback that I was saying on the higher time frame looks like price is bearish on our lower time frame. So remember, a higher time frame pullback or a higher time frame swing leg is a lower time frame trend. So if I just go back to my 1 hour quickly, for instance, this swing leg up here is a lower time frame trend, because if I go to my 5 minute, what did we end up doing? Just making higher highs and higher lows. If I go to my 1 minute, we're just making higher highs and higher lows. So that's one way you can help yourself try and look for potential trades. So when we let price play out, we have this current 5 minute bearish zone, and potentially we have actually formed the SBS where this is the 1, that's the 2, that's the 3, that's the 4, potentially the 5 below the SMAs. If I go to my 1 minute time frame to see what's going on, to get a better understanding, I mean, I could have entered off the 618 if that's illegible. Yeah, so I could have entered off the 618 and price has already delivered the, what's it called, the 1.6R. So based on the 1 minute, I might not be able to take a trade from here. But on my 5 minute as well, you can see how we technically do end up trading below our previous lower low. But again, it's just 3 o'clock now, so let's just see what happens. Yeah, and we just keep on dumping. So yeah, we just keep on dumping. And if let's go to 1 minute time frame again, one more time, we do have this area here, and from this area here we did tap into it. I don't know if we sweep this high. Do we? No, we don't sweep that high, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 where, you know, price tapped into an area of supply and demand. Potentially you might use this IB candle over here where price fell to close below that low, you know, inside bar candles, and then price trades that low. So you would have been able to capitalize on this trade. 618 probably, yep, 618 probably works here. If I just double check it now, yep, 618 works here. So you would have been able to take a trade based on the 618. In terms of CSS, let's see. So this is my last up down candle. We don't quite close below it. So in terms of CSS, you're probably going to be missing out on that. But even from an internal point of view, we made a high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Failed to make a new higher high, and then making a lower low, lower high, lower low. But there's no real internal pullback within this structure's leg. So yeah, obviously we've gone past my trading time again. Well, we're just about. So let me go back to 5 minute. And yeah, so we continue on dumping. So we've come back into this, you know, area here, and yeah, we just continue on dumping. But I've gone past my trading time, so again, let me just go to the next day. Okay, cool. So now it's the next day, and we're still technically bullish, but price ends up dumping. So yeah, price ends up dumping, and in this situation, guys, you can't control the dump. You know, something like this, I can't control. Obviously, something was said by Trump, messed up the news. You know, Bitcoin, everything has dumped, and because we understand technical analysis, it's very easy to just go on a higher time frame and see what's actually went on. Remember, on the lower time frame, things look hectic, right? You know, things look crazy. But if I go to I'm on my 1 hour chart. If I go to my daily and I just zoom out, it's not that bad, right? You see that? Because we have this bullish zone right here, and within this bullish zone we actually have SBS where that's the 1, that's the 2, that's the 3. We've swept, so we've got our 4, potentially the 5, and we might even form a SBS model 1 where price might want to tap into here and then continue higher and take out the previous higher high. If that doesn't happen, we still have this zone where price might want to tap into this area of supply and demand, which is the unmitigated move origin, and then price might shoot up. Remember, we're following the 200 SMA, and price is still technically bullish. You know, too many people are on the lower time frames, get confused. Oh, price is very, very bearish. Oh, price dumped. Yes, it has dumped. However, the minute you go to a higher time frame, you can just see for yourself, price is still technically bullish. If I go to my weekly, you can see price is still very, very bullish. It's only on the lower time frames when you are a scalper that these things might end up messing you up. You know, so in my situation here, what would I do? I can either wait for price to flip bullish based off the SMAs and based off structure, and then can start looking for a potential trade, or I can just trade what the SMAs are telling me and what structure is telling me. So I know that internally now, this is a validated swing low because it's kind of lower than the one to the right and the one to the left. We've closed above it first before taking out this low. So we had this previous zone here. And from this previous zone, what did we end up doing? We ended up tapping into this wick fractal. And what's happened? Price has dumped. So when you have context behind your trade and you're following the SMAs and you're following structure, you are going to be alright. And I say that all the time because you're literally going to be alright, you know. And yes, I know many of you probably got liquidated, but it's part of the game. As long as you have your risk management put in place, as long as you have what's it called? You managed everything well. Yes, you might have taken a minor L, but you're still in the game. You know, you live to trade another day. But yeah, so personally, me, I still think overall we are bullish. Yes, we have caught this, you know, dump here, but these are things that are out of our control. We can only control. We can only be in control of the things we can control. If that makes sense. Um, but yeah, is what it is. But as I always say, victory belongs to the most tenacious. Wherever you're in the world, I wish you guys a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night. And I'll see you lots on Monday. Peace.